Hey guys, so welcome to the YouTube channel. I've really wanted to document my prep in a little bit of a deeper format, a little bit of a more informative format as well, and also with the ease of Gaz, who's currently walking backwards on this walk. I wanted to give you high quality content on a weekly basis leading up until my first show of this season. Obviously you would have followed things like Boston Bound, which was my previous series which we did leading up until Worlds. It was a very sort of raw, uncut look into a prep, and I do want to keep it very similar in the sense that I want to be very honest with how I'm feeling and the process and what I'm doing, and not just that, but I want to give you guys an idea as to exactly what it's like to prep for a show, and of course doing it naturally as well, giving you a bit of an insight into some of the things that maybe people don't expect and people don't realize about prepping for a show. So this last weekend I was 11 weeks out from the UKDFBA UK and international finals. That is my focus, that is my main show, and the UKDFBA is the most competitive natural bodybuilding federation in the UK, and they drug test, so I'm competing on a level playing field. And the goal really for me this year, I'm coming off the back of a 2-year off season. The goal realistically is to try and gain my natural pro status with the WNBF, which is an affiliate to the UKDFBA. With 11 weeks left, I'm at a point now where the prep is sort of getting a little bit harder. I must say that without sounding cocky about it, it's been a very straightforward process so far. It's just been a case of gradually reducing calories and slightly manipulating expenditure. However, this is my sole expenditure, albeit I'm not walking this slowly normally. So I literally just do steps for my expenditure at the moment, and today we are going to run you through a full day of eating, so an insight into my diet, every meal and why I'm eating what I'm eating, a little bit into like nutrient timing so you can understand how to apply it to your own diets, whether you're in an off season or a contest prep. And we've also got leg day, so we've chosen a good day to start. So that's pretty much an update on where I'm at. Throughout the day today I'll let you know some more of the details, but please as well, if you want to know every sort of nook and cranny of the prep, please sign up to Train by JP and follow my log there, because I literally update that daily and I'll be talking you through the entire process day to day. So yeah guys, enjoy, and we will probably catch up at the first meal. Alright, we're trying to set the dog in the car because, as you can see, it's a little muddy. Come on. Yes! Oh yes! Okay guys, so we are back from the walk. I tend to do about 5,000 steps on that walk in the morning. I was just explaining to Gaz how I split them up, so about 5k in the morning, then about 2 or 3k around the house, just sort of naturally. I'll wear my Oura ring to track my steps, my sleep, resting heart rate, HRV, all of those bits. And then I also do about sort of 2 or 3k in the gym, and then I'll just finish off whatever's left in the evening with Barney on his second walk. So yeah, I've done a little bit of work this morning, but then I like to try and just create as much efficiency with my day as possible. So I prep all of my food as soon as I get back from the walk. So pretty much I prep all the way from now. So I'll prep meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, which is my pre, and then I'll prep my intra. I'll pop that in the freezer. I'll show you that in a little bit, so how I prepare that, and my post-workout meal, which I eat at the gym. And the only other meal that I have is my pre-bed meal, which is super simple. It's just yogurt and berries and some dark chocolate. So we're air frying the chicken. Now, 2 reasons. 1, efficiency. It means I don't have to have another pan on here, and it means I can just whack it in. I can go upstairs and do a little bit of work or check-ins, whatever, and I know that I'm going to come down to perfectly cooked chicken. Whereas if I put it on the pan, maybe if I put it in the oven, probably not. But definitely if I put it on the pan, I've got to stay here. So I've got to keep an eye on it, and I never cook chicken well on the pan. I'm not a massively good chef. I can cook food, but that's about it. And so yeah, I literally put it in this air fryer. It is a Vitini air fryer, if anyone's interested. I don't know where I got it from, as I got it as a gift. So I put it in for 20 minutes at 200 degrees, and then it comes out perfect. Alright, so of course using Sustain. This is the carbohydrate source. Today's leg day, so we're having 50 grams worth. This changes a little bit based on the session, just in terms of the amount of energy that I expend. So I every day pretty much, I match my calorie demands in terms of creating a deficit with the amount of energy that I am burning, my output. So if my output's a little bit higher, obviously my energy intake has to be a little bit higher to kind of match the same deficit that I'm creating. So I don't want one day to be a really savage deficit and then another day to be a little bit less of a deficit. Not right now, at least. I want them all to be very much balanced and even, so that I can control my rate of loss and also never get too flat. Cuba's talked about it a lot with his athletes. He actually talked about it with Jimmy in his last episode in terms of getting too flat. So it's a problem we don't want, because it's especially hard for me to recover from. So yeah, MPS max. So this is the protein segment of the intra. This will, funnily enough, MPS max kind of tells you what it does, but it will stimulate MPS, muscle protein synthesis, and as a result, prevent muscle protein breakdown. Especially with our session today, it's going to be about a 3-hour one, so we're going to want a protein feeding during. So that's the reason, the rationale behind that. Alright, so your final kitchen tip for today is intra, especially in these hotter months, in the freezer. So we've got meal one, very boring unfortunately, not really much to talk about. Got 250 grams of raspberries and 40 grams of whey isolate. So this is literally just to create a protein feeding and also satiate me. It is so low calorie, it's barely even a meal. My meals away from the workout window are literally just protein feedings and to create fullness, satiety. And then my meals that surround training become more performance based. So you'll see the presence of a higher carbohydrate meal in my next meal and my pre-workout meal. Also hydration, so I have about 6.5-7 litres of water a day at the moment. I don't really meticulously track this, but I definitely will as we get closer, and I'll tell you more about how fluid intake can shift, especially in relevance to carbohydrate intake. But at the moment it's around about 6 to 7.5 litres a day. Other than that, I'm at my desk. I'm just going to crack on with work for the rest of the morning, and I will take you through my next meal in a bit.
I'm happy with appearance at the moment. I feel good in clothes, obviously.
Hey matey, thank you very much for your check-in for this week. I hope all is good with you, and I hope you're having a good day today. So a very productive one from yourself. Lots of wins this week, especially from a training perspective as well. Obviously getting a full week now back into the gyms. It's great to see that you're no longer outside in the garage, or also in your bedroom, which is good stuff, man. So in terms of strength at the moment and progressions that we've seen this week, obviously set baseline numbers on a few things the back end of last week, and also when you had access to the car park setup. So it's now about obviously moving all of these things forwards. And alright guys, so meal number 2. This is the first sort of proper carbohydrate meal of the day. So you can probably see there, we've got some rice sitting underneath. Got 100 grams of raw weight rice, 150 grams of raw weight chicken, and just some green veg. I tend to sort of rotate my veg a little bit, so sometimes I'll have like peas, sometimes I'll have broccoli, spinach, green beans. I just rotate it all in and out, and I have the same amount each day. So currently I'm not actually tracking veg. I just think that if I'm having pretty much the exact same, and I'm aware as if I'm changing the amount of total sort of grammage or the type, then I'll obviously start being aware of that, and I'll pull food from other places. But I mean, at the end of the day, a bit of green veg is so low calorie that it's not really worth sort of worrying about too much or stressing about. Got the low salt and pink Himalayan rock salt on here. And yeah, this meal itself is a little bit lower carbohydrate than the next one. The next one's just a little bit more, because I cook 200 grams of raw weight rice as a whole, and then I just split a little bit less in this one, a little bit more in my pre. They end up being about 70 carb each. You see I have the macros next to this. So yeah, that's that, guys. And again, I'm at the desk. Unfortunately, I tend to eat all my meals at the desk at the moment, which is a bad habit, I must admit. But downstairs I haven't really got a table, so I don't really eat at a table if I'm downstairs. So from a digestive standpoint, eating at this level is probably a little bit better for me. But next house, get a dining table. It's a goal, big goal of mine. Got a delivery. Got the monthly order. The shakers. Got the Cure Coming. So the Cure Coming. Got the Helicon, ashwagandha post-workout. So I'm looking forward to that. That's actually my first time using that. Helicon or Halcyon, however you say it. Join in just for when I get to the point where my joints start hurting, which is pretty much now. And obviously with seeing Cuba and his knee, I'm starting to think, let's take some precautions. So yeah, I got the join in. Then got just Sustain. Again, so stocking up on the Sustain for the intra. Blood orange flavour, which is my favourite. So I combine that with the blood orange NPS Max. Oh yeah, we got the JP vegan protein. So I actually got this primarily for my sister to try, because she is vegan. But also, I will give it a shot at some point. Apparently it's very good as like a sludge, because they tend to be like a thicker consistency. So I'll let you know what this is like. JP creatine, we mentioned this earlier. So that's in. Another NPS Max, because I go through quite a bit of that for my intra. So this is my favourite in the whey ISO. So I really like the chocolate mint. So this goes super well with the triple chocolate cream of rice. So that's the one that I tend to use in my cream of rice, and also I tend to use it perhaps with my yogurt. It's my last meal, because I have 20 grams of whey in that. So that goes really nice with yogurt. I imagine the vegan whey would be pretty good. What flavour did I get? Vanilla almond chai. I think this is the new, yeah, this is the concentrate, but I love anything cinnamon. So I had to try the cinnamon Danish. So I'm not using a concentrate at the moment, but macros wise, so per 30 gram serve, 22 protein, 2.5 carb, and 2.2 fat. So it obviously carries a little bit more fat per 30 grams than the ISO, which is 0.3 fat. So I lose a couple of grams of fat and I lose a gram of carb, but I'm sure a couple of days in the week I can treat myself to cinnamon Danish. So as always, thank you very much to Jordan, Corin, for being so generous with the supplements, and yeah, I'm very, very grateful. I'm well and truly stocked up for the foreseeable future. Okay guys, meal 3, pre-workout meal. We're here at Starbucks. I've not only got the meal, but I've got my caffeine for this leg day. So we're waiting for Cuba and Meg to arrive, so I don't know whether they're running on Cuba time today or not. But yeah, we got basically a repeat of the last meal, just a little bit less green beans total in the meal, and a little bit more of the rice. So again, like I said, I just cook it all as a total, and then just split it a little bit more favourably towards this meal in terms of carbs. And then we just got 20 grams of 90% dark chocolate. So I do really like dark chocolate before I train. There's a little bit of research to say that it might impact focus and blood volume and pump, but it just tastes nice as well. So yeah, I'm feeling good today. I've had a good morning, a productive morning, and looking forward to a good session. I'm just really hoping that Cuba's knee holds up today, because he's had 3 sessions where it's not gone so well for him, and I feel quite attached to his process as well as mine, so I really want him to do well. So I hope his knee's good. I'm sure he'll be able to wrap it up and cover it in Kwanglam oil anyway. So We'll catch you up in the gym. We're not going to go massively in depth on the workout today because this is primarily like a full day of eating. So we'll take you through a little bit of it, and Gaz will put together a bit of an edit of the main stuff. But if you want to see full workouts, we'll probably produce a few of them in this series, which has now got a name. It's going to be called Upshift. So we'll produce a few of them in this series, but mainly the workouts will go on Trained by JP, so just keep your eyes peeled for that. Alright guys, so we're at the gym, Ultraflex, Rotherham, best gym in the UK, as per. So, best part of my day now, pretty much. Seen most of it. This is the part of which I look forward to the most. Today especially, as it's leg day. It's a very good day. So, the session in terms of today is leg press focus. So, well, actually, to be fair, we're doing a leg press prior to our hack squat on both of the days, and a Durham leg session and this one. So, you'll get a bit of an idea from the edit that's going to follow this as to how we've laid out the session. But again, as per, if you want to find out like the full in-depth, follow the logs on our site. I think today the goal for me in Cuba will be to still take a few progressions. We're at a point where we've just deloaded, so we've got relatively low training fatigue, so we can really go at it today, provided Cuba's knee is all good. So looking forward to getting like a good couple of reps up on some things. Performance should be in a good place. Very much looking forward to the hack because it felt mint last time. And we're only going to be doing one set there as well, so we can go all out. As we're getting in the depths of this prep, we're really sort of finding a good balance with our volume, making sure it matches our recovery capacity. And that's something that we'll talk you through as we get closer and closer, how we're manipulating these small variables to really bring the best version of our physiques to the stage. And it is about being meticulous. It's like about managing every single variable, making every single day count. So yeah, follow along guys, and we'll take you through a good session today.
I'm the biggest of gorillas. I'm the sickest of the illest. I'm the matador, who you betting on? I'm the Dyson, I'm the dealer. I'm the killer in Manila. I'm the Tyson.
Fucking watch it! Watch it!
And you kettle corn while you out here or a villain. You better follow protocol, get a pro involved. I don't give a fuck who you wanna call. It's a bloody
Big
war.
fucking
I could be
let's go.
violent, it's a flaw. I could be violent, it's a flaw. I said it twice to hit it home. Blood in my eyes, you won't survive. I let the bodies hit the floor.
Good, and again. Aye.
Stop! Work, motherfucker! Come on! Let's go!
Yeah, good.
Come on. I make you see the
easy.
It's a dance zone.
Oh, yeah.
In the city, it will not be pretty. I do not pity Millie rocking on my enemies. Look at the bad they did to me. I get the bag to flip a seat like it's to the city goes up in the fucking sea.
Come on, again, let's go!
On this ball. Shit to me. And if you gon' talk to
All day! Get it up! All day!
I run the
Oh,
club, chop the head off and
take
face
a
to the
fucking
ring.
break! Breathe and go! Everybody, let's go! Come on! Fucking again! Climb it up then! Come on! One more! One fucking more! Come on! Come on! Everything got then! Hey, get it up! Yes! All day! Oh! All day, motherfucker! Come on!
Gonna fight my way Gonna fight my way
Alright guys, so at Ultra we're blessed with pretty much everything. If you want a massage, you can have a massage. If you want to get your hair cut, get your hair cut. Also you can tan. So pretty much 3 times a week at the moment I'm hopping on the beds. Just 6 minutes, trying to get a little bit of a baseline colour. And I think that it helps my skin as well in terms of just maintaining good skin throughout prep. And then as a result of that, having a little bit of sort of like a bit more to go on rather than just going on a white pale physique when I put on the tan. So yeah, I also find it chills me out post-workout for some reason. So we're gonna hop on here and then we're gonna eat post-workout meal. Alright, here's one I prepared earlier. So, as you all know, this is the cream of rice that we made in the morning. So besides the spoon being covered in raspberries, we're good to go. So this is 100 grams of cream of rice, 45 grams of whey isolate, and 200 grams of raspberries. So an easy to digest, low fat, high carbohydrate meal post-workout. It's pretty much what I did for the majority of my off-season as well. Find that adding in fats post-workout will obviously delay the uptake of the carbohydrates. If your calories are super high, you're probably going to end up having quite a decent amount of fats in your post-workout meal at some point, especially if your appetite diminishes. But during prep, keeping it low fat, keeping it relatively low fibre, so it's not too much fruit, is a good plan. So yeah, really good session today. There'll be some clips that you will see, but I'm looking forward to the rest day tomorrow because it's a pretty taxing session. So it was good. The secret to recovering from an intense leg session with Cuba. 4 capsules. Perfect. So that's pretty much it for post-workout in terms of what supplements I take. I don't really take anything else because that covers all my bases. So like I said, I used to take L-theanine, magnesium, ashwagandha, all of them. That's all in one, so it's perfect. Now, I'll most likely, when he's come down a little bit and he's eaten, I'll take Barney out for a second walk, finish off my steps, and then we'll come back and we will finish up the day with my last meal. And then my day usually finishes after that in terms of just catching up with any check-ins that have come through whilst I've been training, or any messages. And I tend to, if I post on Instagram, I'll do a post, like I'll write up a post. Repping 2 important things here. Hoodie's coming soon, and my RAR optics blue light blockers. So the sun has pretty much gone down. It's 8:30 in the evening, so I'll be in bed in a couple of hours. So they're on. I think these are the Herschel frames, so you can get them obviously at RA Optics. Use codes AJ Morris, 10% off. So this meal is my last meal. So it's the yogurt meal with berries. So it's 250 grams of yogurt, but I add 20 grams of whey as well. So 20 grams of whey gives it obviously a much better taste than just plain yogurt in my opinion. And then I chuck in some raspberries as well. So you can see, like, I have a lot of fruit in my diet. It's probably, to be fair, it's for a bodybuilder, it's quite a high quantity of fruit for a bodybuilding diet. So for some of you that this might be quite foreign, and you might not have seen this much fruit before, but I find it not only incredibly satiating for a diet phase, but the myriad of health benefits as well that come with a high intake of fruit is worth doing. So if your diet, for your bodybuilding diet, does not include fruit, have a think about why. Do you not like fruit? Find a fruit that you like. There's plenty of fruit out there. There we go. Okay, that's the protein and minimal carb section of the meal, and then we'll finish off with, oh yeah, I got some pretty bad hate about this, but I keep dark chocolate in the fridge. So does Meg. So Meg certainly agrees with me. But one of my clients, Emily, actually really took a disliking to me having dark chocolate in the fridge. So Emily, this is for you, you know. Dark chocolate's still in the fridge. I haven't managed to take the advice yet. I'm up for debate in the comment section. Does this belong here? Or does it belong in here? Let me know. That's the question of the day. Try and include one in every video. Alright guys, so this will be the final clip, and this is the end of the day. It is 9 p.m. so pretty much just finishing off my meals. This is meal 5 as a sort of a whole meal, but meal 6 if you count the fact that I have an intra. So as I walked you through it, but I'll walk you through it again, 250 grams of Greek yogurt, 0%, 200 grams of raspberries, and 30 grams of 90% dark chocolate. Again, this is just a meal that I eat about 2 hours before I go to bed. So the rest of my evening will be just catching up with client messages on my phone, trying to actually spend at least an hour. So I'll work for an hour and then I'll spend at least an hour before like 11 p.m. just like trying to chill out. I usually watch something like F1 on YouTube, or I was watching Ozark on Netflix as well, which is a pretty good series by the way. And yeah, I tend to do something that tries to sort of switch me off from bodybuilding completely in the evening. So I try to sort of put away the phone, focus on something else. So Netflix or F1 kind of definitely helps me with that. And then yeah, like the reason why I'm eating it 2 hours before bed is because if you eat too close to bed, you will definitely disrupt your sleep. Other than that, I'm wearing blue light blockers alongside eating the meal 2 hours before bed to prioritize sleep quality. The reason why I do wear blue light blockers is to block blue light, funnily enough, which when you take in blue light through your eyes, you will suppress melatonin production. Secreting melatonin, our primary sleep hormone, is incredibly important for sleep. You can take melatonin exogenously through supplements. I used to take droplets of melatonin, but I find that with that, you not only create a little bit of a reliance, but you wake up feeling particularly groggy. I've used sleep supplements with melatonin in it as well. So I do prefer just to try and go back to what we were doing before all of these things like iPhones, TVs, you know, even just indoor lighting came about, which is when the sun went down, we went to bed. So it's a natural bodily process to actually secrete melatonin, and we suppress it with modern day technology. So that's why I'm wearing these. I've already mentioned where they're from, so I'm not going to plug it again. Link's probably in the description. And that is a wrap on today. So obviously this is the first sort of proper YouTube video that I've ever had filmed. So I really appreciate you guys checking it out and watching, and I'm sure that there will be lots of nice comments which I will reply to. And if there's anything that you want me to do differently or you want me to improve with these videos, please just either direct message me on Instagram or comment, because over the next 10 videos I want them just to get better and better and better and provide more value for you guys. Let me know what you want me to explain or go into, or let me know what you want more of or less of, and me and Gaz will nail that for you. So this has been the first episode. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.